Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast, powered by the Game Entertainment Media. This is episode 63. I'm Gitano Gallo, joined as always with Avery Roush. How are we doing?
We're doing okay. We have a Stanley Cup champion.
Yep.
Sorry if I don't talk as much as I normally do. My throat's a little cooked, but that's okay. Anyway, we have
nobody's going to complain about you talking less, Ave.
Yeah, I'm sure. Exactly. We have a Stanley Cup champion. We have all of the award winners. We have a draft coming up that we need to talk about because there's a little bit of debate about who the first overall pick's going to be.
Shouldn't be any debate about it.
But there is. But
let's start off in Tampa Bay, where the Colorado Avalanche won the 2022 Stanley Cup. An incredible series. That's got to be some of the best hockey I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really good hockey. Some of the whole playoffs, honestly, are some of the best playoffs we've seen in a long time. And man, the stars really came out for this run for everybody, and I think that's what made it so special and so awesome to watch. Like, McDavid and Draisaitl still, like, at the end of the playoffs, even though they only played 3 rounds, still had 1-2 in points.
Yeah, just stupid.
Which is just outrageous. I think we've mentioned before that Draisaitl had 1 leg, and he was doing that. So that was they had a great run. Obviously, would have liked to see the Leafs go a little bit further, but I don't want to get into officiating. It was fantastic. The final, especially though, you're right, was really good hockey. Cale Makar, I didn't mention him because I wanted to save him for last. What an absolute menace!
Yeah, I'm debating retracting my statement from a couple weeks ago where I said he might not be the greatest defenseman since Bobby Orr yet. I feel like I should probably retract that.
Because it's like, because he is. Like,
yeah.
This man is 23, I believe, at the moment. He has... First, okay, so let's talk Hobey Baker, MVP of college hockey, his junior level. Calder is best rookie last year. Norris is best defenseman this year. Conn Smythe is MVP of the playoffs. And a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, World Junior Gold.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's pretty decorated trophy case. Like, that is outrageous, to be honest with you.
And, like, you just watch him play. And again, like, I don't usually watch a lot of, like, the Western teams because, you know, I'm an old man. I like to go to bed early.
Yeah.
But, like, getting to watch him for these playoffs, especially, like, the last 2 rounds, like, he's just so dominant when he's on the ice. It's just incredible to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hard to argue with you. He's like McDavid from the back end.
Pretty much. Like, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's special to watch. We are blessed as fans to have all of these guys in the league at the same time. Like,
oh yeah,
McDavid, Matthews, McKinnon, Cale Makar. Like, these are generational players, and we get to see them all play at the same time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And you still have guys like Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin doing it still.
Yeah,
too,
I was thinking the same thing, man. And I just had to go confirm he did win 2018 World Junior Gold. So this kid literally has won everything. Like, he's a heart short of being the greatest fucking defenseman of all time. Like,
and he's short an Olympic or a World Championship for a triple gold club at 23.
It's outrageous.
Let's be real here. He would have been on Team Canada that would have won Olympic gold this winter.
He's our number 1 defenseman. Like, in every tournament that we ever play internationally with NHL participation ever again.
Yeah. So realistically, if we go to the Olympics, he's a triple gold club winner at 23.
Like, this guy's 5 months younger than I am.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. I don't even know what to say. He literally, so May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, September to October. He's born on October 30th. My birthday is May the 30th. He's exactly 5 months younger than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that. Like, that actually stings. Like, that stings.
Yeah. It's like a little weird for me now. Like, I bought like a Caulfield jersey last season. I'm like, I have now bought a jersey of someone younger than me.
Yeah, that's
a weird one.
I don't know how I feel about that. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah. A couple other honorable mentions from the Colorado Avalanche. So I'm going to go Arturi Lehkonen, scores a Stanley Cup winning goal. Kid, he deserves the world. Hasn't taken a shift off his entire career. Absolutely 100% deserved that Stanley Cup. I'm really happy to see that for him.
Yeah, well, and obviously, the one that we're going to bring up, Nazem Kadri. He loved seeing him get that cup, and honestly, I love the pettiness of the shots directly at Brandon Shanahan and Kyle Dubas. Oh, just spectacular. If you didn't see what Nazem Kadri said after winning this fucking Stanley Cup, go listen. It's worth it. Yeah, no, I will say this about what he said though, buddy. You took a fucking like lengthy suspension in the playoffs 2 years in a row in the same spot on the ice. And then you took another suspension the following year in Colorado. So, Nazem, I don't think it's on about anybody else other than you that you have that reputation.
I mean,
you were a liability.
I mean,
For
it's also
3 years you were a liability.
I'm just going to throw it out there that the Department of Player Safety is dog shit, and he probably shouldn't have had the length of suspension he had on some of those, but still.
He got suspended for the rest of that series. Like, when's the last time you heard that? You're suspended for the rest of the series. Like, not even a game amount, just the rest of the series. Like, that's outrageous. What? Like, I've never heard of that. Is that even a thing? Did they just make that up for Nazem Kadri?
But that's the Department of Player Safety. In my eyes, that's the Department of Player Safety being dog shit, not knowing what to do.
Yeah. I don't know,
man.
But
still, he put himself in that position. We can't argue that. He did get the OT winner in what, game 5? Game 4, game 5?
Yeah. Wasn't that the too many men game?
Yeah, the too many men game.
Yeah.
Because I do want to stop and laugh at John Cooper and every single excuse, because he used every single excuse in the book as Tampa was losing this series. It was hilarious. First, it was the altitude. Then it was too many men. Then it was the injuries when they did lose. Like, just accept that you lost to a better team. Just take it.
I mean, valid, but yeah, you're right. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of valid. Like, the elevation change, everybody always talks about that going to Denver. Injuries, they had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, but so did Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's an exclusive thing to them. Did you see, I think it was Nichushkin's
foot? Oh my god. It's purple and cracked in half.
Yeah. And to get his foot in his skate, they said it was like they used like surgical. They had to like get it in like surgically. So yeah. I don't know if that meant on his foot or on his skate, but either way, that's like not an ideal situation. No,
and he also fucking played 23 minutes in Game 6. Like,
yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, you can't.
By the way, he also had a broken thumb.
Oh yeah.
On top of the foot situation, he also had a broken thumb, and he played 23 minutes in a series, unreal. In a Stanley Cup clinching game. That's just pure warrior, man. Like, I don't even, like, that's craziness. And hockey players are obviously known for it, but like every time you hear these stories, every year you see what these guys have gone through to get to the Stanley, and it's just gross. Like
you got to think like
oh,
you got to think the morning after that Stanley Cup win, that's got to be like the worst pain in the world, coming off what is essentially going to be the biggest hangover of your life.
yes.
And then all of that pain, like that's gotta suck.
Not fun, man. Like warriors, those guys are.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
all of them. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's an absolute. Not to sound like a talking head on TSN right now, but it's an absolute grind. Like to make the final and to win a Stanley Cup is an absolute grind.
It is the hardest trophy to win in all of sports, and I will. That's a hill I will die on.
7 hockey games, 4 times. Like the possibility of playing 7 hockey games 4 times,
plus an 82 before then to even get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah, it's just. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't even like. I don't know. I don't even want to go there right now. I like just like thinking about our like my team. Do they have what it takes to go like 28 games of playoff hockey if needed? Like,
yeah,
there could be up to 4 7-game series. Like, you know, it just makes you question the integrity of your team and the actual strength of the team as a whole. I don't know.
I know, and that's why, like, I'm gonna throw this in your face from last year, and you said the Habs, fluked their way to a cup final. You can't fluke your way to a cup.
The Habs did fluke their way to a cup.
No, they did not, Abe.
Yes, they absolutely did.
No.
Yes, they absolutely did. And when they finally played a team that didn't choke, they lost.
But, in Tampa. No.
Yeah. What was the series? 4-1? Tampa beat them?
Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when they finally played a team that just wasn't, like, all over themselves, like, you're telling me that the Winnipeg Jets didn't just absolutely, like, choke.
That is, unless something has changed from this playoff.
Winnipeg, didn't you?
Unless something has changed from this playoffs, that Montreal-Winnipeg series is the most statistically dominant playoff series since like they started recording those stats in like the early 2000s.
That's what I mean. You don't think that has something to do with Winnipeg just absolutely not knowing what way is up for some reason for a series?
No, we slapped the shit out of them, Ave.
Yeah, because they let you. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm saying it's bit of column A, bit of column B. We slapped the shit out of them, and they were a bit dog shit, so we slapped the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So then you finally played it. So, like, they were dog shit. The Leafs were dog shit. When they went up 3-1 after that, they turned in to the cheapest tents you've ever seen and folded like crazy. And then you have Winnipeg allowing the Montreal Canadiens. We're talking the 2021 Montreal Canadiens. A year later, they were the first team to ever finish 32nd overall, and you let them sweep you. That is not a win for them, for you guys. That is a loss for Winnipeg. So let's get that straight. Second of all. Third of all, Vegas, look what happened to Vegas this year.
Yeah, they're dog shit.
They're dog shit. Exactly. So you Carey Priced your way through that one too. Right?
I mean, like,
and
yes
then you
and no.
Finally played a good team in Tampa Bay, and what happened? You lost in 5 games.
We didn't.
I don't see how you could argue with me.
Because we fucking won 3 in a row against you guys.
Yeah, and we won.
We went on a fucking 7-game tear, winning 3 against you guys and 4 against the Jets, and then knocked out one of the biggest cup contenders last year in Vegas, and then we lost to a team 18 million over the cap. We didn't luck our way there. Let's move on with it. It's been a year. Let's move on. We do have a lot to talk about today too.
Fair enough.
So do you want to go NHL award winners? Because we did talk about McCarr winning the Norris.
Yeah. So Pleasantly surprised as a Leafs fan that Matthews won both the Hart and the Ted Lindsay. I was expecting him to win the Hart. I don't know that I was expecting him to win the Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think if you had said to us like, oh, like he's gonna win both, I don't think we would have argued. You know what I mean? Or anyone really would have argued.
No, but I think I guess I just assume that the players look at McDavid and go, I can't not vote for that guy.
Fair, yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. And I mean, Matthews is on that level also of,
Yeah.
how
And
do you not vote for him?
We've talked about that endlessly.
Yeah,
How
but yeah,
I put those two on the same level, and it's those two and then everybody else. And now I
Pretty
think you have to put Cale Makar there as well. So I think it's those two and Makar, and then everybody else.
yeah.
Matthews, McDavid, Makar, fucking triple M club.
Yeah, I can't really think of an argument to not have him in that three.
Like, yeah, it's those three.
Yeah. So Matthews winning the Hart and the Ted Lindsay, Makar winning the Norris, Igor Shesterkin winning the Vezina, not really surprising.
Nope, no surprise there.
Big Moritz Sider winning the Calder.
Yep, and calling out his parents in his speech. Awesome. Did you see that?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
He was like, yeah, I'd like to thank my parents who aren't here. They actually just got back from Croatia, and apparently that's more important than this is. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about a fucking guy who's going to be MVP caliber defenseman. Moritz Sider is going to be up there. Give him a couple more years.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sad for Michael Bunting, 26-year-old Michael Bunting. That he didn't win the Calder. I really wanted him to. I think he deserved it.
I mean, like you got real close with that call though, like a lot closer than I thought you would get.
Right. As soon as I saw that it was possible that he falls into the rookie guidelines, I was like, he could easily win that award.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, finishing third is not terrible at all for him.
Is that what he finished in voting?
Yeah. So it was Sider, Raymond, and him.
Sider, Raymond, and him. I thought it was Zegras.
Or was it Zegras? It might have been Zegras instead of Raymond.
Yeah, I think it was.
Bunting was a finalist, nonetheless, right?
Bunting was a finalist, sure. Like, he was there. I'm pretty sure it was Zegras, because Zegras was there too. I don't believe Raymond was there.
Yeah, I thought this might be me.
No, that's okay. That's all good. But yeah, it was a weird award ceremony. I don't know.
Well, it was weird doing it like in the middle of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, like it didn't make a lot of sense, and I understand that ESPN wants eyes on the award show, and that's why they did it like that. But I still think it's stupid, and I still don't have to like it, and I don't.
No.
So.
No, because it was weird having like Cale Makar go up to get the thing, and he's got to play game like I think it was 3 or 4 like the next night. It's like just
and like say congratulations to the guy that he is playing in game 3 or 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs the next night. Like say, oh, you had a great year, Victor.
Yeah.
Like
just weird. Just wait till the season's over, and then do your awards.
Well, or another thing that I wouldn't mind is do it like maybe during round 1 when the buzz from the regular season is still there.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is because the playoffs don't affect any of these awards. So realistically, you could do it.
Well, that's what I mean. It almost feels like Austin Matthews had to go up there and say like, hey guys, get him next year, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, you know what I mean? Like he almost had to apologize like for bowing out in the first round again. Like it's just.
Yeah, like there he is getting
weird.
his
I didn't like it.
Award, and
yeah, like give him the MVP during round 1, like or after the season when everything's settled down. Like you know what I mean? Not when the hype for the Stanley Cup playoffs has been and like guys from other teams are winning and you're just like, this is like, why am I watching this? I hate this. Like.
Anyways, just a couple other awards, quick. Daryl Sutter winning the Jack Adams, not really a surprise there.
Nope.
Patrice Bergeron obviously gets the Selke because nobody else is going to fucking win it while he's playing. Kyle Connor picked up the Lady Byng.
Yeah, these ones you already knew, I believe.
Yeah. And that is all of the big ones.
I'd also like to just laugh at Montreal writers because like one of the like 10 of them had Austin Matthews as the MVP, and that's just such a Habs media thing to do. Like just dumbass.
To be fair, a lot of them had him in like the 2 and 3 spot with McDavid and Shesterkin, which you can understand.
There were Montreal voters who had
I know
him
that.
in
I know
fifth.
that is outright ridiculous. One of them also had David Camp winning the Selke over Patrice Bergeron as well. Where is it here? So the voter who left McDavid and Matthews entirely off their Hart ballot had David Camp ahead of Bergeron on their Selke ballot. And they also had Kaprizov to win the Hart. And I don't think this is a Montreal-based one because that doesn't sound Montreal media.
Well, I saw a couple of them with Huberdeau at number one because he's French-Canadian, and I was like, man, you guys just don't even know anything, do you? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like here's the thing, man. If you didn't have Matthews and McDavid on your Hart ballot, you don't deserve to be voting for that award. like
and honestly, we're talking about MVP to your team, right? If you don't have Shesterkin on there either, like Shesterkin was the Rangers this year.
Yeah, and that's why I don't mind when you're saying that some of the Montreal reporters had him like third. I'm like, because you can make that argument of, you know, the Leafs would still be pretty good without Matthews. The Rangers would have been absolutely fucked without Shesterkin, right? You can make that argument.
Yeah. Wasn't it Angles the only one who had him number one on his ballot? The only French media who had him number one on the ballot?
Yeah, I think it was Angles. I think Basu had him like 2 or 3, which is fine, you know.
Yeah.
And those are the only 2 like big ones that I pay attention to. I don't obviously care for all of them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them have dog shit takes like we've just seen.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So quickly, I would just want to touch on the Memorial Cup. It was the St. John Sea Dogs, the host. Okay, so their story is crazy.
Is it?
Okay, so they lost in the first round of the Q playoffs. Fired their coach. Were in the Memorial Cup because they hosted it.
And then won. I love that so much.
That's out. Like, how does that even happen? Like, isn't that kind of crazy? They literally didn't play for like, I think it was like 90 days or something like that. Like, they just didn't play.
How bad do you have to be to like, how bad of a coach you have to be to go out in the first round, know you're still going to the Memorial Cup because you're hosting and still get fired?
Yeah. Crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. But anyway, it happened and they won. The St. John's Sea Dogs. Pardon?
I was gonna say a bunch of those games were bangers.
Yeah,
like they were some really, really good.
Yeah, there was some OT thrillers going on.
Big comebacks. Yeah, it was real good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Not hockey related. Did you happen to catch any UFC last night?
I did not. No.
No. Okay, we can touch on it more later. Let's stick with hockey. Maybe we'll touch on UFC at the end.
So, I mean, the biggest thing coming up in the hockey world right now is the draft. 3 days from now? 4 days from now?
Yeah.
Bob McKenzie threw a fucking grenade into
chaos grenade.
You know, like just the biggest, most perfectly timed chaos grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Released his official draft rankings and had Slavkovsky over Shane Wright in the number 1 spot, which I don't think is right. I don't think it's right. I think Shane Wright's been the consensus number 1 pick for like 3 years. And he's from what I've seen is just, he has to be the number 1 overall pick. I don't care if the Habs have this pick or not. Like Shane Wright goes number 1.
Yeah. I think I would have to agree with you on that one, to be honest. Like I don't know. I think when I saw that's who he had ranked number 1. I was baffled. First of all, I was like, but want to know what I think that is? Because how did he comes up with those lists by polling NHL scouts?
Is it how he does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what if that's just other NHL scouts trying to toss a grenade into the Montreal room? What if that's one of those scouts is a New Jersey scout?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
And he said, like, he was like, so he said, I believe he interviewed 9 scouts is what it was. 5 of them had Slafkovsky, 4 of them had Shane Wright, and he even said himself, if I interviewed 9 more, it would most likely be 5 Shane Wright, 4 Slafkovsky.
Yeah.
Like that's how razor thin this margin is, and I think that might just be mind games.
I think it's a little bit of that. I also think, and now this may be me putting on my fucking like tinfoil hat, but like if Arizona has this number 1 pick, I don't think there's any questions of like who's number 1. You know what I mean? I think everyone says Arizona's taking number 1 pick. But because it's Montreal and the media just hypes it up so much more because Montreal has this pick instead of a fucking Arizona or New Jersey, that it kind of generates more of this debate, which ends up seeing more of the Slafkovsky like hype. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think regardless of who they pick, they're getting a good player. That's, you know.
I would be shocked if they took Slafkovsky though.
Yeah, I think you take Shane Wright and you run Shane Wright and Nick Suzuki down the middle for the next 15 years.
Yeah, that's
like that's your 1-2 punch down the middle. And like that's one of the most important things in hockey is having like number 1 centerman.
Yeah.
And if you have that sorted for 15 years, great. Now you can fucking go and find a winger to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of the future of what's going to happen. Like that's what we're looking at Montreal-wise. Moving on to Toronto just a little bit. I think.
Where do you guys pick? Or do you have one?
To be honest with you, I don't really know. I was gonna start going the direction of free agency, to be honest with you. So the Leafs desperately need a goaltender for next year because we don't really know what the situation is there. It's one of those because like there's not a lot of options here. Like there's no like. I think the big question in Leafland right now, because like it's been 30 years since the Leafs drafted and developed a reasonable goaltender. Like it's always been go out and get this guy, go out and get this guy, go out and get Vesa Toskala, go out and get Andrew Raycroft, go out and get Freddie Anderson, go out and get Jack Campbell. Like you know what I mean? Like it's never been a strength of the team goaltending, like never. And I think what I've come to the conclusion of anyway is if you don't have one of like call it 7 guys in the league, like Markstrom, Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, Demko out in Vancouver, Carey Price, like, you know, one of those guys, like Saros, you know, if you don't have one of those guys, it's almost better to just take your chances on a guy worth $3 million than go out and pay like some guy who might be worth $6 million. Like you don't. I don't know. It's hard. It's a really hard thing to do, especially right now. The Leafs are in such trouble because of the contract they gave Mrazek last summer.
Yeah,
that's 2 more years at 3.3, I believe it is, and it's really an anchor to the position because you want to get like. What is the option here? It could, like Jack Campbell at like $6 million, because that's what Darren Drager's spouting, is that Jack Campbell's commanding $6 million, and that's what he can get on the free agent market. But sometimes I believe he works for other teams, man. Like that's what.
But here's the thing, though, Abe. As I fully believe that some GMs would be, I don't want to say stupid enough, because I think he's a good goalie. But there are GMs that would give him $6 million a year in a heartbeat.
I don't think we can do that. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like that.
No, but I think that's what Darren Dreger means, is that some teams looking for a goaltender would be willing to pay Jack Campbell $6 million a year.
Yeah.
And the Leafs just can't afford to do that. So unless he wants to stay and is going to take a big pay cut, then, or not pay cut,
Sure,
but
like, so what other options do you have? Like, seriously, there's nobody on the goaltending market right now. There's zero.
Well, give me a second. I'll browse the UFAs here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there are very many. So you got Fleury, Kemper, Thomas Greiss, Martin Jones, Braden Holtby, Jack Campbell, Halak, Riddick, DeSmith, and Phoenix Copley are in the top 10 according to Cap Friendly. And that's based off their previous cap hits.
So there you go, man.
And unless you're going and getting Kemper or Fleury out of those ones, and if you're not including Jack Campbell, I don't think any of those guys are upgrades or even on the level of Jack Campbell.
That's what I mean, but can you afford to pay Jack Campbell $6 million? No, you can't.
No.
Right? Like I like this option here of Georgiev, but he's an RFA. I wonder what it would take to get his rights.
Yeah, I've always because that would get a little just complicated.
It would. It sure would. Anyway, that's kind of what's happening in Leafland right now, and it's a little bit concerning. We do have a contract signing to talk about, and that is Timmy Liljegren, 2 years at 1.4 per. Great contract in my opinion. You've locked up your Giordano Liljegren pairing, which is one of our better pairings last year.
Weren't they like statistically like a top 10 pairing in the league, or like a top 15 pairing?
And you have them for $2.2 million.
Yeah. Like
combined for 2 seasons.
That's really good.
So can't complain. It's you have to make deals like that. You have to be able to look at the defense, like a defensive pairing, and go, wow, we have them for $2.2 million because we have $45 million worth of cap locked up in 4 guys. So I think it's $40 million worth of cap. But you see my point.
Regardless,
Yeah, so it's nice to get those little wins of 2.2 for one of the top 10 statistical best pairings in the league last year, right? So very, very excited to see what those guys can do this year. Looks like Mikheyev's going to walk, so that's kind of unfortunate. I've heard that it was reported that the Leafs were shopping around his RFA rights, or his UFA rights, I guess, so they could talk to him before free agency opens and sign a contract. I've heard a lot of people say potentially New Jersey for him is a fit. Anyway, Lyubushkin, I believe, is gone. And yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting offseason for Kyle Dubas. The first thing he needs to do is get a goaltender. That is the first thing he needs to do.
Are there any goalies that you've heard be rumored that to be traded to Toronto, not just like free agents? Or
I haven't really heard many trade rumors now. I don't really know.
So I remember hearing John Gibson, but that's kind of died right down.
It's died down a lot, yeah. And to be honest with you, the guy's been declining for 3 years. We've seen him be elite. We saw him be elite 1 season, and now he's been declining for 3 years now. So that's a questionable one too.
Yeah, no, and the package to get him out of Anaheim would probably not be small.
Yeah, but
I don't think it wouldn't be a
declining asset because of his cap hit. Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't think it'd be like a massive package, but it wouldn't be a small package. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't be a fourth in a bag of pucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I understand what you're saying for sure. But we'll see what happens. Kyle Dubas will do something.
Yeah. I mean, I think he has to.
He has to. You're right. The Fiala signing in LA, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, so he got his rights from Minnesota traded to LA, and then they signed him to a 7 by something? 7 by
7.875. 7.87. The Nylander contract looks better every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
like Fiala's like a good player, but he's not a fucking.
It's not on the level of William Nylander, and
No.
Nylander makes a whole $1 million less than him per.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll probably do it like if the Leafs make a big signing or the Habs like do something like maybe we'll do a quick little episode after the draft and after free agency. Like we'll kind of combine that
Yeah.
into one.
Well, we'll definitely have to do that. Because yeah, I mean, there's going to be. I feel like this draft is going to be a lot to talk about from it.
Yeah.
Whether it's trades or actual picks, yeah, and then
it's going to be a lot of movement.
Yeah, it's still flat cap, right?
Going up $1 million.
Going up $1 million. All right, so it gives teams a little bit of room to play with.
For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Phil Kessel's contract is off the books this year. So that's another $1 million. So now that's $2 million.
$2 million cap space to sign your goalie. There you go.
No, I think right now we have $15 million cap space, but we have to fill out the roster.
Well, here, let me tell you. As of right now, where are they? You have about $6.5 million of projected cap space as of right now, according to Cap Friendly.
Who's that? Whose contracts are on the books?
Oh, yeah, that might still include because no, it's July 1st, so some of them should have been gone.
July 1st isn't free agency anymore.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that has so they have to 1 second here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yes, the Leafs do have a first round pick this year. It's nice. Very nice.
Ooh, the Habs have 2. I forgot about that.
But yeah, this is what it looks like. The Leafs have 3, 6, 9, 10 forwards under contract. 3, 4, 5, 6 defensemen under contract. And Brazic is 3.8. He is not 3.5. Oh my god. And we have Peter Mrazek and Eric Shelgren also under contract. So the cap space currently, it's kind of hard to see here. Right now, they're sitting at about 65 mil in cap used. And we still need to sign probably around 4 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goalie. Maybe not 4, maybe 3 forwards, call it.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably, I would like to see Nick Robertson playing this year. Yeah. Interesting, but it's going to be a tough summer for Kyle Dubas.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they come up with the projected cap space calculation. Clubs pass roster for each day of the season, the daily cap rate of each player, and the daily cap for the remaining days of the season for each player, assuming the current roster will remain identical until the season ends. Okay, so that's with everybody's contract. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough on that.
So, Abe, anything else? Anything else for today?
I honestly don't think so. I think we've covered a lot of bases today. We talked a lot about everything, right? Stanley Cup Finals, great Stanley Cup Finals that they were. The whole playoffs, like I said, was fantastic. The first round to the final was just all crazy good, awesome hockey to watch. Gonna be honest, it sucks that it's not on anymore because I miss it already
Yeah.
a lot. I love hockey. I love watching hockey, and I love playing hockey, and can't do any of that in July. So we're just waiting for October. But
Pretty much.
yeah, at this point. But yeah, thank you for listening, everybody, throughout the entire regular season and playoffs. We very, very much enjoy doing this, and we thank everybody who listens. Like I said, we'll probably have a couple of episodes after the draft and after free agency to see what kind of big splashes both teams make. We are excited for that, and thank you to the Game Entertainment and Media, and we will see you guys later.